Once upon a time, 4 kids sat in their AP Statistics class about to commit to a final project idea when suddenly,
the Fire Nation attacked!
Max noticed something about the goldfish she was eating. There was 2 trademarked goldfish on the bag, one with smiley faces and one without.
Do you know what this means?
No, I don't care.
Not all goldfish have smiley faces.
We decided to do some research. According to Wikipedia, 40% of goldfish have smiley faces. So the real question is this true?
Is the true proportion of smiley faces on classic cheddar goldfish 40%?
To define our parameter, P is the proportion of smiley faces on classic cheddar goldfish.
Hypotheses. HO is P equals 0.4, and HA is P does not equal 0.4.
Method of data collection.
Bella, Matt, and Max went to 3 different stores in the Philadelphia area. Each of us picked up 1 bag of cheddar Pepperidge Farm goldfish. When we got to the laboratory, we labeled Bella's bag 1, Matt's 2, and Max's 3.
We then used our calculator to generate one random number between 1 and 3. We decided to sample the number bag that we selected. We then emptied out all of the goldfish from the selected bag onto clean paper towels and carefully counted how many smiley goldfish there were and how many non-smileys there were.
Results!
Out of 360 goldfish, 133 had smiley faces. To test our question, we will perform a 1 sample z-test for a population proportion using alpha equals 0.05. Conditions.
Random. The goldfish bag was randomly selected from one of 3 stores.
10% condition. 1 bag of cheddar goldfish is less than 10% of all cheddar goldfish bags.
Large counts. NP equals 133, which is greater than 10, and N times 1 minus P equals 227, which is also greater than 10.
Efforts to reduce our confounding variables, we traveled to 3 different stores and double counted all of our goldfish.
Test results.
Using 1 prop z-test on the TI-84 Plus calculator, our resulting z-score was -1.18 and our p-value was 0.237. Conclusion. Because a p-value of 0.237 is not less than our significance level of 0.05, we failed to reject HO. There is not convincing evidence that the proportion of smiley faces on cheddar goldfish differs from 0.4.
But wait, there's more!
After reaching this conclusion, Max, Matt, and Sarah all went home, but Bella could not get the goldfish out of her mind. She couldn't even sleep. She lay awake, wondering things, like, is the proportion of smiley faces the same for different flavors of goldfish? Do my parents love me? If I failed to reject the hoe, does that make me a hoe? When will America be great again? Does jet fuel melt steel beams? Matt, Max, and Sarah, being the great friends that they are, helped Bella solve all of these questions. Thanks for helping me, Sarah.
No problem. We'll focus on the first question though.
And that begs the question, is the distribution of smiley faces the same for different flavors of goldfish? Hypotheses. HO. There is no difference in the distributions of smiley faces between different flavors of goldfish. HA. There is a difference in the distributions of smiley faces between different flavors of goldfish.
Method of data collection.
Remember when we said that Bella, Max, and Matt each bought 1 bag of cheddar goldfish? We lied. We actually each bought 5 bags of 5 different flavors of goldfish. Cheddar, Parmesan, pizza, saltine, and vanilla cupcake. We separated the bags by flavor and labeled each of them Max, Matt, or Bella. Like before, Bella was 1, Matt was 2, and Max was 3. We then lined up the bags according to flavor. Using randint and starting with the cheddar flavor, we randomly selected one number between 1 and 3. This number corresponded to the cheddar goldfish bag we selected. We repeated this process with each of the 4 other flavors. The final lineup was Bella's cheddar goldfish, Max's Parmesan goldfish, Bella's pizza goldfish, Matt's saltine goldfish, and also Matt's vanilla cupcake goldfish. Then, we once again counted the number of smileys and non-smileys for each flavor. We recorded these numbers and the proportion of smileys. Everything was going just dandy. until we realized something. Something horrible. All vanilla cupcake goldfish have smiley faces. Because we knew that this fact would skew our results, we decided to exclude the vanilla cupcake goldfish from our test. Our results were as follows: a smiley proportion of 36.9 for cheddar, 38.6 for Parmesan, 42.9 for pizza, and 39.7 for saltine. Now we will check the conditions to perform a chi-square test of homogeneity. Random. Randomly selected each flavor of goldfish from 3 goldfish bags. For large counts, every expected value must be at least 5. Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure they're all greater than 5. The pictured side-by-side bar graph compares the expected and observed numbers of smiley faces for each flavor of goldfish. As you can see, overall, the expected and observed were very similar for every flavor. The greatest discrepancy was for the Parmesan goldfish, where we expected only 146.7 goldfish but counted 159. The greatest similarity was for the saltine goldfish, where we expected 135.6 goldfish and actually counted 136. Once we performed our chi-square test, we got a resulting chi-square statistic of 2.86 with a p-value of 0.414 with 3 degrees of freedom. Conclusion: because a p-value of 0.414 is not less than our significance level of 0.05, we failed to reject HO. There is not convincing evidence that there is a difference in the distributions of smiley faces between different flavors of goldfish. Though clearly our study was incredible, there were possibly some sources of error. For one, Max is subpar at counting numbers over 100. It's possible that he missed some smileys or double counted. In addition, though we randomly selected goldfish from different stores, they were all from Philadelphia and could have possibly been from the same distributor. This might mean that we cannot extend our results to goldfish sold outside of Philly. Furthermore, some of the goldfish were broken or did not have very clear imprints. This means that we might not have known whether or not they actually have smiley faces. Finally, though Matt and Bella are better than Max at counting, they are still not that great. So you may be wondering something. What did we do with all the extra goldfish? Well, I'll let you know.
They taste them more like Parmesan. I'll try them. They don't taste like Parmesan. They don't really taste like Parmesan. They taste like bacon. Maybe we rubbed off on them.
Go for it. Oh no! Oh my god, you're so cute.
Look, we can feed the little ducks.
They're killing us.
Oh, here's some bread.